First at noon, airlines have started canceling flights at 40 of the busiest U.S. airports, including Honolulu, in response to a shortage of air traffic controllers who've been working without pay. Erica Brown is on Capitol Hill with the latest on the longest government shutdown in U.S. history.
The government shutdown put the brakes on hundreds of flights today. The FAA says a heavy buildup of air traffic combined with the pressure of long hours and missed paychecks is making the skies less safe.
We have more complaints from pilots about stress from air traffic controllers and more complaints about the lack of responsiveness from controllers.
There are complaints from travelers on the ground as well.
And we were forced to lose our connection flight, and the next flight available was this morning, so we had to stay overnight at the hotel at the airport last night in Houston.
Starting Friday, the FAA mandated a 4% cut in the number of flights at the nation's busiest airports. That will ramp up to a 10% cut in the coming days.
Since it's not a holiday or a busy summer travel season, we've got more open seats, so we're hopeful we can rebook all of our passengers.
Lawmakers remain at an impasse to reopen the government, and President Trump dismissed the idea of working with Democrats to find a compromise.
If the filibuster is not terminated, then we will be in a slog with the Democrats, and very little for either party will be done. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says he expects the Senate to work through the weekend to try to end the shutdown, something they haven't done yet during this 38-day stalemate. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Meanwhile, here at home, additional relief funds will be available for SNAP recipients to use starting this Monday. The Hawaii Emergency Food Assistance Program is providing recipients with $250 per person in each SNAP-approved household. Governor Green says recipients should be seeing the money in their accounts now as a pending benefit. And the Office of Hawaiian Affairs has approved millions of dollars in relief for families impacted by the government closure. OHA announced yesterday that it has approved more than $6 million in emergency funding for Native Hawaiian beneficiaries. Payments of up to $350 will go to kupuna, low-income adults, or disabled beneficiaries who receive SNAP funding but do not meet the criteria for the Hawaii Relief Program. Native Hawaiian furloughed federal civilian workers are also eligible for payments of up to $1,200. Applications will be accepted starting Monday. For more information on how to apply, visit hawaiinewsnow.com. Honolulu police say a dangerous suspect is on the loose after a woman was attacked last night in front of her home on Waialae Avenue. It happened at around 7:45 p.m. She was taking out the trash when an unknown man allegedly attacked her and attempted to take off her clothes. She fought back and he ran. Police have opened an attempted sex assault case. Please call Crime Stoppers if you have any information that can help. HPD is also looking for a group of robbery suspects after an 18-year-old was attacked last night in Pearl City. It happened at around 7. Police say 3 males assaulted the teen and took his things. One of the suspects allegedly had a gun. No other information about the robbers have been made available. And a man is dead after a bad motorcycle crash on the H1 in Kaimuki at around 11:40 last night. Police tell us the 22-year-old was speeding headed east when he lost control and hit a guardrail near 6th Avenue. He was wearing a helmet at the time but was pronounced dead at the scene. It's not known if he was intoxicated at the time. This continues the spike in traffic deaths on Oahu this year with 74 now. Compare that to 41 at this point back in 2024. New information on what's believed to be the largest immigration raid in Kauai history. The feds say 2 people detained are suspected associates of a Venezuelan crime group. Mahelani Richardson has more on this nationwide enforcement effort.
U.S. federal agencies call Tren de Aragua a transnational criminal network. One county council member who saw the arrest says while the raid was loud and unnerving, the agents wearing Homeland Security shirts were professional.
Since early September, the U.S. has carried out lethal airstrikes on small boats in the Eastern Pacific and Caribbean, which U.S. officials say were drug trafficking operations linked to narco-terrorist networks, including Venezuela's Tren de Aragua TDA gang. On Wednesday, 44 people were arrested in the ice raids on Kauai, and officials say 2 are suspected associates of TDA.
It's the first time we've heard that name associated with Hawaii, and we should all be watching closely to see if the government presents any proof of this claim in open court.
Multiple federal agencies were involved, including Homeland Security, the FBI, and IRS, executing 6 search warrants at residences and 1 business. We're told the homes were in Kapa'a and Kalaheo, the business in Lihue.
A raid that nets 40-plus detainees on Kauai tells you that ICE had solid intelligence about immigration violations, and this wasn't just a random sweep.
For me, thinking that there's gang members that could have potentially been living across the street is obviously very concerning.
County Council member Fern Holland lives across from one of the raided Kapahi homes in Kapa'a, where she saw more than a dozen people arrested. We're told they worked for a cleaning company that services the hospitality industry.
Well, I knew that it was transient working folks that were coming and going because I'd sometimes see the buses picking them up for work, but I've never, experienced any kind of negative interactions with them.
On one hand, yes, go get the criminals. We don't want you here. We want to be safe on our island.
Margie Merriman of Kauai Indivisible, a pro-democracy nonprofit, says reaction has been mixed.
So it really gets to be a mixed bag. We have people here who possibly are undocumented, but yet they're doing the work that a lot of people won't do. That's what I want to find out. What's really going on? Were these people being trafficked?
Now, retired FBI agent Tom Simon says to link someone to the TDA gang, prosecutors have to prove criminal participation beyond a reasonable doubt. That means evidence, not just association or tenuous links. Mahea Lenny Richardson, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you, Mahea. Fire investigators have determined the cause of an apartment fire in Leeward, Oahu that left a woman with serious burns. HFD says the blaze at Makaha Valley Towers sparked during the charging of an electric wheelchair. The fire broke out just before 9 yesterday morning in a unit on the 16th floor of the building on Keeley Drive, sending smoke and flames to some other units above.
Right now, there's some smoke damage to the floors above and maybe some structure damage to those units also. We still have to get the investigators to take a look at it and report.
The fire was fully extinguished in about 2 hours. A 69-year-old woman was treated by EMS and hospitalized for serious burns and smoke inhalation. HFD estimates damages to be at $450,000, which includes total losses to the primary residence as well as water damage to the unit below. On the Big Island, Pepe'ekeo arson suspect Kainoa Santos made his initial court appearance yesterday for the fire at the Kauhale'olu apartment building late Monday. His defense team asked the judge to lower his bail from $100,000 to $50,000. That motion was denied. 4 units were destroyed in that blaze, and one tenant said her cat was killed. Santos due back in court on Monday. An off-duty Kauai lifeguard was surfing pine trees in Honolulu Bay Wednesday when his mom says a shark bit his leg so hard it broke the bone. Dylan Ancheta spoke to his family about his recovery.
33-year-old Chance Swanson was medevaced to Oahu for surgeries here at the Queens Medical Center. His family says he's already undergone 2 operations to try and repair damage to his leg.
Severe laceration on his left calf. And this morning he got into, he had another surgery to fix his tibia. There was a fracture on his bone where the shark clamped.
Swanson was surfing off-duty on Kauai's North Shore when he was bit just after 3 p.m. Wednesday. His mom recounted the moment she learned what happened.
It's like the worst news a mother can receive, that your son was bitten by a shark, and it wasn't good. Just chills. I started panicking. And just went straight to Wilcox Hospital.
When she saw him at Wilcox, they were preparing to fly him to Oahu.
He was awake, he couldn't talk much, but he did show shakas.
Chance has been a Kauai lifeguard for nearly 8 years and often surfs there. His brother Tyler, who is also a lifeguard, said Chance grew up loving the outdoors and is a very skilled waterman.
Yeah, he's really a simple guy, kind-hearted soul. He's really passionate about the little things in life, just going out for a surf, riding his dirt bike with me, or just being out in nature.
A shark was seen in the area the day before he was bit, prompting warning signs to go up around the bay.
That's very unfortunate. I try to look at it with a good outlook, but I know he's a very strong-willed person.
His family is putting their trust in his medical team and also expressing their appreciation for the support as the recovery ahead is unclear.
I feel blessed, overwhelmed with the love and support from the Kauai community to all around the world. I just want to say thank you to the lifeguards on Kauai who saved my son. Without them, and he would be not here.
Thousands of dollars have already poured in via a GoFundMe. If you would like to donate, simply look for this story on our website and mobile news app. In Honolulu, I'm Dylan Ancheta for Hawaii News Now.
All right, well, happy Aloha Friday, everybody. As we're going forward over the next couple of days, we're expecting a better chance for rainfall, all because of this weak front that's moving in from the north. You can very clearly see it on our first alert radar and satellite, and I want to show you what's going on, at least as we're going throughout Saturday and Sunday. You can see the moisture starting to move in early tomorrow morning for Kauai and moving down the island chain as we're going into Saturday afternoon. As we get into Saturday evening, we're starting to see more moisture over Oahu, and early Sunday morning, the northern portions of Molokai and Maui starting to see rainfall as well. It looks like rainfall isn't going to reach the leeward side of Hawaii Island, but the windward side should see a better chance for rainfall. Again, I'll give you a better breakdown of this and the breezy conditions expected next week coming up.
Thank you, Drew. Ahead on This Is Now, a community helps shape new rules for a popular city garden being overwhelmed by crowds. Plus, the crews of the Hokulea and Hikianalia have New Zealand in their view when they're expected to reach land in 2 minutes. You may notice more of a military presence on Oahu, Maui, and Hawaii Island in the coming days. A 2-week training exercise is underway. It's called the Joint Pacific Multinational Readiness Center exercise, and it takes place in Hawaii and the Philippines. It actually started back on Monday and is scheduled to go until November 17th. Until then, you may see vehicle convoys and military flights during the day and night. If you have concerns about the noise, the U.S. Army has a community relations office to call. That's the number there on your screen. The city says a free public garden in Windward Oahu needs some crowd control. Ben Gutierrez reports on an effort to better manage this piece of paradise.
Ho'omaluhia Botanical Gardens opened in 1982. 43 years later, its popularity has grown, and the city wants to put together a new master plan for the first time. And right now, that plan is a blank slate.
The name literally, Ho'omaluhia, translates to a place of peace and tranquility. And I think people are there seeking peace and tranquility, which we need so much now for wellness.
The 400-acre garden was originally developed in the late 70s to provide flood protection for the surrounding Kaneohe community. In nearly 50 years, the property never had a master plan. But after COVID, the annual visitor counts tripled in 3 years to 725,000, and there are still just 9 full-time staff members.
I like to see the park grow and endure. It's already enduring already. The large tourist industry, people come here, people from the worldwide come here, as well as our residents too.
They've got sometimes too much traffic in various locations, and not enough staff to kind of take care of the place with all that traffic.
There's so many of us that ironically, all of us seeking peace and tranquility has made it a little hard to get peace and tranquility. So that's what we're trying to kind of right size and figure out.
The first step in finding that balance starts in January, when Ho'omaluhia will be closed every Thursday to allow the plants to rejuvenate and the staff to keep up with maintenance. There's also a chance visitor numbers could be capped, like at Hanauma Bay or Diamond Head, and that new traffic controls may be put in, and new facilities, like a visitor center and other amenities, could be added.
What are there big destinations, little seating areas, new potential celebratory gardens?
Residents here got their chance to show what ideas they like and don't like. The city will use this first workshop to draw up preliminary plans, which will be presented to the public in April, with final recommendations by the end of next summer.
We live in a concrete jungle in Honolulu, so it's good to come up to the country where it's country. And I like that.
In Kaneohe, Ben Gutierrez, Hawaii News Now.
After 15 days of sailing, the crews of the Hokulea and Hikianalia spotted Aotearoa. That's Hokulea Captain Lehua Kamalu on Wednesday evening. The canoes are now about 1 or 2 days away from making landfall in New Zealand. Since the canoes will arrive before their scheduled welcome ceremony on November 14th, the crew will observe a kapu, putting them in a state of reflection with no public engagements until the two va'a are formally received. The canoes will eventually be dry docked for the season until the Pacific Tour continues next year.
And stick around. Coming up after the break, we'll give you a look at the chance for rainfall starting this weekend with this front moving in. The details coming up.
alert weather with Drew Davis.
All right, well, happy Friday, everybody. You made it to the weekend. We've got a better chance for rainfall out there over the next couple of days. Here's what we're tracking. We've got that approaching front really starting to move in over the western half of the state. Tomorrow, lighter winds expected for today. Breezy trades expected as we go into next week. We've also been seeing higher than average high tides out there in the mornings. So a coastal flood statement has been issued for all low-lying areas across the entirety of the state. This is going to continue through Saturday morning, so some minor and isolated coastal flooding is possible. Let's break down your island by island forecast, giving you a glimpse into your Saturday. Over on Kauai, we've got scattered showers, mostly cloudy conditions out there. Again, a better chance for rainfall over the western half of the state. Showers starting in the afternoon and evening over Oahu as that front is moving in. Kauai could be seeing some rainfall around midday and potentially even earlier as the front's going to be moving in. The rainfall is not going to be for everybody, just scattered shower chances as the moisture is going to be moving across the state. 83 for a high temperature in Honolulu tomorrow. The clouds keeping us a little bit cooler out there. The moisture is going to be moving in, keeping us cool across a majority of the state. 82 degrees in Hilo tomorrow with isolated showers and mostly sunny conditions. Calm winds out there. And we're expecting breezy conditions expected behind the front. So let's break down our first alert radar and satellite, showing you what's going on out there. Today, we could see a few pop-up showers over leeward and interior areas because of the light winds we have outside right now. So just seeing what we've got going on the radar, not much out there over Oahu. Relatively quiet, very similar across the rest of the state. During the hottest part of the day today, so in the next couple of hours, we may see a few pop-up showers, kind of like what we're seeing just Malka of Kailua Kona out there right now. And over on Kauai, it's been relatively quiet over the last hour or so. Our first alert futurecast, again, going forward, the moisture's moving in tomorrow afternoon. Kauai may be seeing a few sprinkles earlier in the day around midday. Some of the models have their front arriving for Kauai earlier in the day, moving down the island chain late into Saturday evening and early Sunday morning for Oahu and Maui County, and then starting to reach the eastern half of the state going into Monday. Our surf and shoreline forecast, pretty steady out there. We're seeing a small pulse Saturday afternoon for north-facing shores. This is specifically for Saturday morning. And here's your 7-day forecast. Mahalo to Kimo for sending this photo in. Sunday, we've highlighted in red. We've got the moisture moving in tomorrow. Veterans Day coming up on Tuesday, and then breezy conditions Wednesday and Thursday.
Thank you, Drew. Still to come, young entrepreneurs show off their stuff at a West Oahu Makeke this weekend. Casey Lund is back with the details in 2 minutes. the show with some good news. Starbucks' new bear-shaped mug is causing quite the caffeine-fueled frenzy. Starbucks kicked off its 2025 holiday menu, which includes a new $30 Barista mug. The honey bear-shaped cup sold out instantly, with resellers listing it for hundreds of dollars online. Fans lined up early to grab one. Some stores limited purchases to one per customer.
I thought they were just $300 to start with. I saw them online.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm just joking.
You should just get one of those like honey bear
Yeah,
things.
like animal cracker bin? Yeah, all right.
Okay. Well, a market featuring young entrepreneurs working to create a successful business opens tomorrow in West Oahu.
It has everything from jewelry and lemonade to handmade t-shirts and musubi. Casey Lund takes us to Nanakuli.
Aloha from the Kalani Ho'okaha Community Learning Center. This is where it's all going down tomorrow, guys, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Opio Makeke. It all started a couple of years ago. This is the second annual one. I want to just give a shout out to some of my friends, Pumehana, we've got Taryn and Noah, and all of these awesome products. This is what it's all about. From jewelry to crafts to food to body scrubs. There's all kinds of stuff. It's all made by these kids out here on the west side. Nanakuli, Makaha, Waianae. This is awesome. It's about learning entrepreneurship, building skills. Speaking of that, I want to come over here. I'm going to, in just a minute, with Kia and Kiara, make some seed bombs. Okay, so I'm going to get my hands dirty. That's why I'm going to hand off the mic to these ladies. First, I'm going to talk to Jeremiah, though. Jeremiah, kind of one of the leaders that started this. Again, Hanai Kai'aulu is the nonprofit here on the west side that kind of set this all up. Jeremiah, tell me why you wanted to make a makeke out here. You saw this elsewhere, right?
Yeah. So I attended an Opio Makeke down on the windward side in Ko'olau, in Kaneohe at the Ko'olau Ballroom. And it was a great experience. I really loved how they arranged it. And me and my team made the decision that we want to bring this to the west side because we noticed that the west side doesn't have outlets like this for the youth. So we wanted to give our youth on the west side the opportunity.
I love that, brother. Thank you so much for what you do, for starting this. Okay, I want to talk to Kiara real fast. I'm going to hand the mic over because you're going to walk me through, first of all, what we have on the table. I came out here before, by the way. This is old cardboard. You guys recycle, you make potted plants. You can use all kinds of stuff. Tell me what's on this table, and then we're going to make some seed bombs.
So what's on this table is my jam, which I'm gonna get into. So this is value added.
That's awesome. Okay, Kara, and I'm gonna make a seed ball real fast. Tell me how to do that because we're running out of time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you can just add a little water everywhere.
Okay.
That's good enough.
Okay, good enough. And then just make these balls.
Mix it in. Yeah.
While I'm doing this.
You can mix it all.
Okay, mix it all. While I'm doing this real fast because we're out of time, my producer's mad at me. I want to talk because Kia just has a couple people want to thank to make this possible. Why don't you ask her about that?
So who are the sponsors that you want to thank?
So I just want to give a big mahalo and give thanks to the sponsors that made this possible for us to host this Opio Makeke. I want to give a big mahalo to the Kamehameha schools for giving us this space to hold this Opio Makeke. I want to give a big thanks to Patino Designs, always helping us with our banners. And then lastly, the Hawaiian Civic Club. And I just want to put in, this is just building Palina. And what Casey is doing, this is culture connection, prevents addiction. Culture connection is addiction prevention.
I love that, you guys.
Get
Thank
into
you
your culture
so much.
and doing so.
I love that. Thank you so much.